Hello everyone, Manithral here, and welcome to another boss guide. Actually, I'm going to be doing the Queen Black Dragon. Now, I wanted to test her out a little bit before I made the video. Now, I might die because I didn't test her out for too long, and not to mention there is a lot of phases that you may or may not experience throughout the whole thing. However, I can easily say, though, that if you have a super anti-fire, that is going to be really helpful for you in the long run. You're going to rely more on food than you will prayer. Prayer will be a huge deal for you, but you're going to rely more on prayer than you will healing from it. Of course, you know, if you have the amulet of blood or the blood amulet, use a blood amulet. Use things that can heal you, and use things that can actually help you do damage or additional damage. Like my Illuminated Book of Wisdom, it could do more damage, but I don't exactly have it any pages in it. Now you will see I am in the call for a room here, so but without too much more to further ado, I want to go through this and I want to try not to die, because there's a few things, if you don't pay attention or if you lag, it could potentially cost you your whole entire matchup with her. Now, I'm going to use a little bit of additional prayer because I'm going to use Anguish and I want to use a Deflect. This way, I'm building up my stuff. I also have Enhanced Excalibur here to give me a little bit added defense. Now, as you can see, she can do some decent damage, but if you're standing far away, she's going to be mostly doing range damage. So that's why I would suggest doing something like Anguish, because you're going to be reducing her amount of hits, and you're also going to be increasing your damage output. It might make your prayer drain a lot faster, but as you can see, I did kind of easy work of her. Now, whenever you kill her, you want to make sure you hit those as soon as you possibly can, and try to kill the giant worms as quickly as you can too. And if you see a ghost appear, you want to kill that too. You always want to try to kill as much as you possibly can. Do have auto retaliate off, you don't want to deal with that. And do not stand in the glowing platforms. The glowing platforms will hurt you if you stand there for too long. I found that out the hard way. And so far, I'm actually having a little bit harder of a time than I thought I would. But at the same time, you can see it's actually kind of relaxed. Okay, this is why you don't want to have auto retaliate on. Because if you're not... Whoa, I went too far. If you don't have that timed right, and this is why you kind of actually want to stand towards the back too. Because if you stand towards the back, you're going to actually... You see. There, I stand on that platform too long, and I took a massive amount of damage, which is never a good thing. Whoa, 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 whoa! Something's doing a lot of damage to me. I think it's these here ghosty goos. Okay, see, now she has a lot of stuff that'll help protect her from like physical and melee damage. She doesn't have a whole lot that protects her from range damage. And I'm actually probably going to run out of food here, because I didn't properly have my guy built before I came here for this. So I got to get that, and then I got to run over here quick. Get off of that, dude. Come on. And yeah, you don't have a lot of time to actually avoid those. So I don't know if it's actually worth even... Oh my god. Yeah. So yeah. I barely lost. But the thing of it is, I had way too much prayer on me. And I didn't have enough food on my guy. So, you know, not a KBD, a Queen Black Dragon loot is not going to be as simple as, like, you know, the King Black Dragon, where you can fight him for, you know, easily for hours and you don't have to worry about anything or anything at all. You just want to kind of bring your AFK mode with you and go ahead and fight him that way. With the Queen Black Dragon, you need food, you need protection prayers, you're going to need these kind of things. Now, I'm also only using Port's gear. It is augmented, but it is only Port's gear. And I'm using the augmented Zyrite bow. So I am in the range of the 80 to 85 gear. Really, you probably should have higher gear than I am using, but that is what I have. Now, if you have, like, you know, the Noxious bow, you're going to make a lot more shorter work of her. Now, I wanted to do a couple because I didn't want to have one where I died right away. Because from what I'm taking, it's very easy to die from her. And I'm not actually killing her very quickly. And that's kind of my problem. But there is certain things that you want to kind of just ignore, and then there's certain things that you want to kind of focus on. So like right now, I'm doing pretty good. The first phase is going to be your easiest phase. If you have the mutating shot, this is actually an area where something like the mutating shot would be very good. Which, I shouldn't say mutating shot because it's called the puncture shot. Well, it gives the puncture effect on your abilities. Now see, the sooner you hit that, the better, because the less of these giant worms that she summons, the better. And she does do more and more damage as the battle progresses. So you want to keep that in mind as well. There we go. So you'll notice I have stuff like Enhanced Excalibur here with me. That is for the defensive boost. I'm just going to tank this damage and run through it. You know, tank maybe the first one and then try to get rid of the second one. We'll avoid the second one. Because as you can see here, I tanked that first one, which might have been a bad idea, but at the same time it was a very good idea for me. It helped me actually. I'm lagging a little bit, so that's kind of irritating. But it actually kind of helped me get through it a little easier. And see, if you run towards it, you'll probably only take one hit from it. Where if you stand still with it, you'll take multiple shots from it. So right now, as you can see, she's doing that. She kind of bolstered her defense against, I forget which. I think it was against magic. So if you're not using magic, it's not really a big deal. But if you are using magic, it is a big deal. So get over here as soon as you can. And then come back over as soon as you can too. Because she will, those platforms do a lot of damage to you. And try to kill these worms quick. As you can see, she's not bad as long as you're on top of things. If you're on top of things, and if you try to keep doing heavy damage to her when you can, it'll really help out. Also, try to use Debilitate because it'll reduce the amount of damage that she does. And then if you have stuff like the Anticipation, that'll actually help you too. And these little buggers do a crap ton of damage. Which kind of bites that there's so many of them. Once you do the final amount of damage though, just come over here, hit the artifact. Everything here will die, and then you're actually good. Well, she'll go back to sleep and everything else will die. Now, as you've seen, I used a decent amount of food, but not too much. I actually did a lot better that time around than I did the initial time. So, I got the second Dragonkin journal. I think I actually did, like I said, I did actually fight her before. So I didn't get anything too impressive, but now since I have a lot of food And I do have a little over a minute left on my anti-fire, which this is going to be very risky. But I'm going to try to fight her one more time quick. See, the one nice thing is if you would be using magic is you would have a lot of AoE abilities. And you know how I feel about AoE. I love my AoE abilities. As you can see, yeah, the first battle, really not too hard the first phase. Just make sure you're kind of ready to head back. Surge and Escape are going to be like your best friend abilities for here. So we're going to get ready to head on back. Oh, I forgot. See, there I messed up. And that's actually going to cost me a good deal. And she seems to be one of those bosses where if you mess up, it can cost you. Okay, so now my main focus is back on her. Use Debilitate as soon as I possibly can. That's always going to be like your #1 ability, I think, anyway, for boss fighting. Because it helps by so much. And yeah, my anti-fire is soon going to run out. I only have like 18 seconds here on it. So I'm actually going to teleport out of here. Because I can't be risking, because that anti-fire, well, that fire of hers is going to do a heck of a lot of damage. We'll do one more battle with her. Just, I want to do a good chunk of battles with her. This way you guys can really see it. And as you can see, it's not overly bad. But these are battles that will require you to pay attention. If you're not paying attention, if you're not focusing how you should be focusing, or if you're lagging, you will have an issue. And you got to pay attention to your timers. Another thing I'm not using is I'm not using anything to really buff my range. So that's another downfall that I'm doing too. So you want to use as many buffs as you can. It'll really help you out. I'm not using a summons. I should be using a summons. Steel Titan in particular would probably be very useful here. If you have the Steel Titan. If you don't have Steel Titan, try to find one that is a range type combat that's kind of high. Or even a magic combat. But you don't want to be using a melee. Well, a melee one might not be too bad with her actually, because it'll run up to her. And that wouldn't be altogether too bad. Alright, so we'll get Anguish back and active. Deflect range, and let's get back into fighting her. Because as you can see, doing 25,000 damage against her really doesn't take too long. It's all just about planning on these pedestals, and honestly, that's how I feel about it. Is just if you plan for the pedestals, you actually should be quite okay. See, there I got it right away, and she didn't get to summon any of those worms. And killed that right away. If you don't kill those right away, that she can use a time stop. And time stops are not good. Now, go back, run forward, go back. Oh, don't go back and follow it, but... Alright. Head back here quick. See, now you can see the next one is going to be over here. There we go. Doing good damage to her. I'm not taking a lot of damage myself. I'll use my Camelot on my Excalibur to get some health back. Alright, she's getting ready to do that kind of stuff, so we want to run through it. Don't run back through it like I just did. That's a dumb idea. There we go. Now go back into damaging her. It'd be worse, but it's only 750 damage. So it's like, why not just take that 750 damage and deal with it? Okay. Oh. Oh, I thought she had an AoE on her, so I didn't have the AoE X on her. Well, DOT, damage over time. Okay, quickly head back. Less amount of grot worms, the better. Oh, wasn't paying attention to prayer. That could cost me a little bit. Alright, I want to use Dead Shot since I actually have it charged up. There, that's probably my bad. I'm standing still and letting them just, you know, hit me like that, which is probably why they're doing so much damage. There we go. So if you see those guys appear, just try to move away from them. I have a feeling what they do is they do a pretty good attack. Oh, as you can see, all I have to do now is head back, and they're all dead again. So we'll do, since I have actually plenty of stuff here to fight her one more time, we'll fight her one more time and see what I can get loot-wise. Okay, that's actually not too bad. I like the adamant ore and stuff like that. The thing I like about this is you can just hit bank all, and you're perfectly good to go for your next round. Now, of course, take this time in the beginning to restore any prayer you might need, any health you might need, any potion capabilities you might need. But as you can see, like I said, this battle actually is a lot easier than even I was thinking, which is really good news. It's just, it's more focused than the other bosses, if you ask me. And you can't, you know, just kill hundreds of her in 1 hour to use up your aura and just be perfectly fine. I mean, you'll kill a lot of her, but not as much as, you know, if you're fighting God Wars Dungeon creatures. Those you could fight a lot more of and be more fine. Yep, that's what it is. They have a following type attack, and it'll follow you and do damage to you. This time, I'm just going to take the hit. And it was a bad idea in the long run because of all that damage I just took. But I guess it wasn't too horrible. There they are. Alright, so even if you run through it, they will do a lot of damage to you. Try not to stand too long in that platform or else you'll take a lot of damage again. See, most of the damage I'm taking is actually because of my own fault. Yeah, my own little mistakes. As you can see, she doesn't have much health left. To me, her worst attack is those spirits and the firewalls. Ah, there we go. I actually used their attack against them. Okay, I hate to do it, but I'm gonna run through this. Oh, come on. Yeah, I ate some food, but that doesn't mean you gotta do that to me. Alright. We'll tank these. I'll just go back quick. Ooh. I almost forgot I had that. See, I made some mistakes there, which really almost cost me. Push that. It'll take care of all those little creatures there. Turn off your prayers if you want. Hit regenerate. And go right in. And what do we get? Okay, I got some rocktails back, and I got a bunch of raw sharks. Nothing too great, but you know what? It's better than some other bosses. So that'll be it for this. The key thing with her is, you know, just don't stand in crap. That's about all it is. Don't stand in it. Try to do as much damage as you can. My guy is clearly he's not built for quick, fast damage. I do need to get the puncture shot. That would actually be doing wonders and helping me with that. Try to, you know, form your combat list in a fashion that will help boost your attack. Use stuff like overloads. You know, have a lot of boost type stuff, and of course, you want to use the strongest possible weapon you can. That's always a good idea. But I figure this guide is actually not too bad when fighting her. Your main focus is going to be range, because when she goes one way, or when she shines crystal, I think she's more protected against melee, and she shines the other way, she's more protected against mage. So your best bet is probably actually just to go range, because she doesn't get stronger against range. So that's pretty well it for this guide, actually. If you have any questions, if there's anything you didn't like about it, please let me know. Maybe I can correct some errors I made for you guys. So, but overall, the advice is there. It's just I didn't do as hot as I should have. I could have done better. So thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, later, guys.